boy just tasted the caviar that fell on the floor. He accidentally discovered that the million-dollar food stunk worse than shit. Since then, he's learned one thing about adult society. Expensive food is just another symbol of money and status. Years later, the boy relied on his own ingenuity to become a world-renowned top chef. He used his excellent cooking skills to play the rich and powerful people in the palm of his hand. But this is only the first step of his revenge on the rich. In order to train a successor to his cooking skills, he sent his assistant around to find a suitable candidate. A talented girl from a poor family successfully caught his assistant's eye. All the customers who had eaten her fried river noodles were raving about it. The assistant was overwhelmed by the refreshing flavor just by smelling it. Immediately, he handed the girl a business card and said that she shouldn't waste her talent here. However, the girl just silently glanced at it, then reluctantly slipped it into her pocket. In the evening, Lisa searched online for the restaurant on the card. She was surprised to find that the restaurant's head chef was the legendary chef, Paul. Not only were there pictures with various top stars, but even ordinary people who want to eat his hand-cooked meals have to make reservations 2 years in advance. And he was the boy who stole the caviar. The next day, Lisa came to the stall to fry noodles as usual. Instead, she saw the assistant in a Ferrari waiting for her to get into the car. Having been poor for half her life, she then decided to go over and give it a try. Lisa was like an ugly duckling who had never seen the world. She was instantly dazzled by the high-class decor. The assistant took her to a fancy kitchen. The cooktops here were all hydrogen-fueled. Even knives of different sizes were prepared in more than a dozen pairs. The cleanliness of the knives could even be used as mirrors. However, just as she was mesmerized, when she heard that she had to compete in a cooking competition to work here, the unconfident Lisa then wanted to give up the interview. But just as she was about to go out, she was blocked by the legendary chef, Paul. Seeing her idol in front of her, Lisa decided to stay. The topic of the interview was very simple. The man with glasses instantly relaxed when he heard it was a piece of cake for him. He was full of confidence as he served a hot portion of fried rice. Lisa, on the other hand, took a box of overnight cold rice from the refrigerator and picked 2 round, full eggs. Once the peanut oil coated the bottom of the pan, the eggs were directly placed in it for stir-frying. When it was 80% cooked, it could be poured into the overnight rice and mixed. Meanwhile, the man with glasses on the other side was much more elegant. He first melted the butter on the bottom of the pan. When the eggs were cooked to perfection, he added the Argentine prawns to refresh them. Then he added peas and diced carrots for color. Then he added the freshly cooked rice and stir-fried it. One was pan-fried on low heat, and the other was stir-fried on high heat. Soon, 2 very different fried rice dishes were served on the table. One was full of color and flavor, while the other was dry and grainy. I thought this was a match without suspense. However, Paul just gently dug a spoonful of Lisa's fried rice. Then he put it in front of his nose and smelled it. Then he made an on-the-spot announcement. He told Lisa that the secret to making the fried rice delicious was the leftovers from last night. Lisa won the competition. Though the smell of her fried rice looked out of place in this upscale establishment, after some tidying up, Lisa looked at herself in the mirror, thinking she was about to climb to the top of the chef's ladder. But the perverted and demanding Paul would soon snap her back to reality. Grade A Wagyu beef had to be sliced 2 millimeters thin. This put Lisa, who was new to high-end ingredients, in a difficult position. From the knife posture to the way she cut the meat, all were scolded by Paul. Too much heat also affects the texture of the ingredients. Lisa's once proud cooking style, in Paul's eyes, suddenly became a fatal flaw. Failure to meet the requirements of this restaurant would mean having to pack up and leave. Lisa, who had been suffering for a long time, wanted to give up, but the thought of the roadside stalls full of stains made her decide to give it one more try.